Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today is day number 24 of Daily December. Merry Christmas again to everyone already in advance. I don't know if it's Christmas for you yet, but it's not Christmas yet here, I think. I don't know how Christmas works besides it being on the 25th and the 26th. I don't know if there's extra days involved. Also, my mic is at a weird location today. I don't know if it'll affect the audio quality, but I hope it won't be too bad. Today we're going to be talking about MCC Rising 3. Now, it's a little early, obviously, to talk about this because we don't even know if there's going to be an MCC Rising 3. Suspicion is yes, and we don't know when it's going to be either. Also, side note, I don't know if you could hear the wind whirling in the background. There's been like whirlwinds, or not whirlwinds, maybe, yeah, whirlwinds in my area for the past like month, and sometimes they pick up on audio and sometimes they don't. If they do, I'm sorry. Anyways, today we're talking about MCC Rising 3, who could potentially be in it, and what it could look like. Just because I think Rising is a cool concept, and I wanted to talk about it. So first, little shout out to the Noxfruit channel. They today at least posted their season 3 end of year recap. I have not watched this yet. I also will not be making a video about it because I don't want to take away viewership from this. So go watch it after this video. This video shouldn't be too long because I don't want to take up all your time from Christmas. Okay, so yeah, go give it a watch once you have the time. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. I remember watching the end of year recap last time. I think they've done 2 now. Oh my god, something just exploded. They've done 2 now, I think, and I remember the last one being really fun, so shout out to that. Alright, let's actually look at Rising. Now, this is Rising 1. For those who do not know, MCC Rising is like the viewer season, I guess, for MCC. Where teams of 4 players who have never played MCC can apply to try and get in. And then they pick 10 teams out of a massive list of applications, and then you result in something like this, or something like this. Now, what is MCC Rising 3 gonna look like? I'm not entirely sure, because the comparison between MCC Rising 1 and Rising 2 looks pretty different, but it's kind of similar, just on different scales. MCC Rising 1 had some huge creators in terms of viewership, at least, or in terms of subscribers. Mainly the notable ones being Green and Pink. Green being super big in viewership because Amy was there, and the Pink team being huge in terms of subscribers because of like Nestor and Sweet Silver. Also having some highly requested players in this pool of people like JoJo, and Amy also. Also having a surprise, like, really entertaining team with Cyan. Cyan was a group of people I was not familiar with before Rising, but now I'm pretty good friends with Booster at least, so that's nice. Also introducing people like Michaela, who later on joined, and then quite notably, the Orange team having the most people thus far, at least. Well, tied with Pink, but I think Eloise will probably be at MCC, so I'm just calling that the most, convertible team, I guess, from Rising to main event. I'd be surprised if Eloise isn't in MCC by the time of next year. Anyways, yeah, and then also there's obviously a lot of other teams where some new faces are introduced, whether that's them being smaller creators, maybe like around 1,000 or less, or maybe some like middle-sized creators, maybe like around 10,000 or like 5,000 subscribers or followers, etc. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, obviously a fun variety of people, some new faces, some familiar faces, and it gives them an opportunity to play the best MCC, or the best Minecraft event, not the best MCC, the best Minecraft event out there in a fun new environment. Also fun for the viewers of MCC to just have a big batch of new people to look at. Sometimes it's fun to break up that consistency in the player base and just have this. And then the same applies to MCC Rising 2. Difference here being that there was not as many really big creators in here. You didn't have someone like an X Nestorio with like 3 million subscribers, 4 million subscribers, or whatever. You didn't have someone like AMZ who pulls like 20,000 viewers. And that's normal because the state of the Minecraft community in this event was very different from the other Rising, because this Rising was, I think, in 2021, and this one was in 2023. 2 years time between those events. Obviously, a lot of stuff has changed. But it did introduce a lot of fun new faces to the community. The red team is notable for me. I didn't really know anyone on the red team, and now both Milkberry and Parascythe are in Block Wars. Whitebox I know was a very big community favorite, and I know the Lime team in general was a big community favorite, but I know Whitebox was the standout player. It also introduced the first couple of lifesteal players with the Cyan team, which was nice. I know that was a highly requested group to be represented in MCC in some way, shape, or form, and this is the first time that it actually happened. I'm expecting maybe 1 or 2 lifesteal members to potentially make an appearance in, probably 1, maybe 1 Rising participant, or not Rising, 1 lifesteal player to be in MCC, maybe in 2024. And I think there's a chance that you'll see another lifesteal-esque team at least in the next Rising, if there is one in 2024. Also showed off a different area of YouTube with the blue team, with the hardcore players. That was really nice. It was really cool seeing them tag team with Phil in terms of practicing, and then ended up doing really well in Rocket Sleep Rush, because obviously that hardcore experience was huge. And then obviously Pink team was probably the most familiar team in terms of the MCC audience, because these people are all involved with SMPs a lot. And they are close to, they are the most close to some of the current MCC players compared to the other players in this roster, with maybe the exception from some of the Oxcast on the yellow team. And also the other players also were very fun to see, like Orange, you know. Green was nice as well, because it was representing, I think, the Portuguese language, at least in terms of, you know, representation in the event. Aqua team obviously was a very fun surprise, and Purple team was also a fun surprise. Like, good roster overall. I think Rising 2 was overall probably better than Rising 1, even if it didn't have as many like huge people that are like super long requested. But hey, worked out well. So, you might be thinking, okay, now get to the point, frick you, man, Wolfeei. Hey, stop rambling. Anyways, this was the list of teams that we looked at together on stream for MCC Rising 2. This includes a bunch of different types of teams, different types of players, and there's a lot of really big creators and a lot of smaller creators that I thought were really interesting still remaining in this pool. And I think some of those will be people we could potentially see in MCC Rising 3. Mainly, I mean, obviously, I think my team was very fun. I know starting with my team might not be a you know, good representation. I think my team was a fun team, though. I remember there being some hilarious smaller team applications that were just better than the larger applications in terms of entertainment. Some like middle tier teams in terms of popularity, with like 1 large or 2 large creators and like 2 smaller creators. And yeah, there was just a fun variety, and I think there's a lot of very good potential for the next event. However, you do have to remember the variety in terms of size of creators and representation is also important. So it's not as if there's like 4 big teams, it's not as if 3 of those are going to be Lifesteal or House Builder Gang. You'll probably only have 1 of the other at max. And then there's also going to be a bunch of smaller creators who we just don't know yet, which is great, because that means that they get introduced to a new audience, and hopefully that will allow them to expand and grow as a creator, maybe even have a little bit of a spark that helps them blow up as a creator, which I think was the case in Rising 1. I could be wrong, but I feel like that might have, maybe not, I don't remember. But I know, at least in terms of MCC, a lot of the Rising 1 people became actually, you know, notable and mentioned to join the event. And to this day, still some of the people in here are suggested for MCC, mainly Boostfair. But I mean, there's also people like Ollie, Heike Hate Me, who I think would make a good fit. Anyways, here is my tier list. Now, before you go and look at this and go like, wow, what, this makes no sense. Look, this is my tier list that I use for some videos that just has a bunch of people on it. There's some people missing. For example, the Parrot team that I think they've done twice now, of Parrot, Spoke, Rochambeau, and I think, I'm so sorry. Is it Bacon Waffles? I'm not sure. I completely blanked on who the 4th on that team is. I am so sorry. But I'm pretty sure I don't have the 4th on this tier list. So that's, yeah. Oh no, it's Vortex. I think I have Vortex on here. Do I not? I swear Vortex is on here. It was not Bacon Waffles. It was Vortex. Is Vortex on here? I can't tell. He might be. Anyways, yeah. So there's some people missing here, but I think this list could have some people that are going to be in MCC Rising 3. Big disclaimer: some of the people in this list have a pretty decent chance at getting in MCC. It's just a matter of whether they would be added before the next Rising, which I'm gonna assume if they follow the same schedule as Season 3, which they might not. But if they do, which is our assumption, I think it would be in August, right? I think that August was when Rising 2 was, so it would probably be in August if it was the same schedule. That gives MCC about like 5 months, I think, ish, 4 or 5 months to potentially add one of these people before they get in Rising, or they'll be in Rising for their first event if they have a good team and a good application, etc. The green tier probably is people that I either know applied or I think would apply if they can make it. I know some people like Kyle, Kalef right here, Kalef, did not apply, but wanted to just because he was busy and didn't have the time to do it. I think Ameston was the same. I think Anthos was the same. Like, these are people that wanted to apply, just didn't because they didn't have the time. And I'm very curious to see as well what the next groups of people that will apply is going to look like. That is why I have the maybe tier, because I don't know who will be included in everyone's group. But there's a chance that some of these people will be in as like someone who will tag along with one of the people in the green tier. For example, if we go in this list, Camman. If Anthos really wants to make a team, I think Camman is someone he might bring along. If Benix, maybe if there's an HPG team, I know Benix is a highly requested newcomer by the community, at least on Reddit. That'd be cool if Benix had a chance. Chilled Chaos. If there's a group from, or if there's a team that could come from the group that Chilled Chaos is in, I know that he's friends with like Jojo Kara, etc. group, but obviously they're already players. But if there's some people remaining who are not in, maybe like an Among Us crowd, I don't really know if Chilled Chaos is part of that, that could potentially be a team. Elam is also someone over here, notable. I think Elam signed up for Rising 1, I think, with like a silly team, and they didn't get in, obviously. But there's a potential that they'll get in. Someone like Squid Kid also maybe will tag along with X Shatter. Jimmy obviously was on my team last time. He tagged along with Stu, so maybe he'll do that again. King Samalot, maybe if Kyle makes a team, King Samalot could be there. Nerdy, same thing with HPG. Sleepy was tagging along with my team as well last time, so potentially could return as well. Smallent last time was with Curryway's team. Would Curry run that team back? Maybe. I think it still is a really cool team, and you would hit so many marks by including that team. However, it is very strong, and I understand why they wouldn't include it, because it would just win. But then again, they also had the original Aqua team, which I hope at least they were aware of being really strong. So it depends on how you want to look at it. I still think including Curry, Parker, Fur, and Smant would be huge. Especially like Smant and Parker, I think are some notable picks. Curry and Parker are some notable picks. Or Smollett would be a nice bonus as a highly requested newcomer, and I think Fur would be a fun surprise, and it would open him to a new audience that I think he deserves. I should just not elaborate. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hey, just ignore the last minute and a half that I just said. I'll see you all tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Sorry.